back to another amazing podcast from Martial Arts Business Success. I am Phil Britton.
Graham McDonald as always.
And we're here to kickstart your year with an absolute bang, give you guys some motivation, some inspiration, maybe some tips on how you can start your year with an absolute massive bang. Graham?
Well, this is something that's dear and near to both of us, Phil, because I guess you've got to remember where you come from and you've got to appreciate where you've been.
Yeah.
Look, with any success story, and they talk about, wow, you're an overnight success, they don't see the 20 years of blood, sweat and tears behind the scenes. So I guess we're starting this year from a point of appreciation or gratitude or being thankful and just understanding for you to grow this year, you've got to be thankful where you are right now. Now, for some of you, you may be entering a phase of growth, or you may be, had a great year last year. For others, you're at a level platform, or some may have had a pretty tough time. But either way, you're still around. You're still alive. You're still above ground. So things can only get better as long as you apply them. So you've got to be appreciating where you're at, and then take the steps to obviously build and move from there.
Something comes to my mind as you were just speaking there, Graham, is when you drive a car and you've got the big windscreen and you have a little rear vision mirror and a couple of wing mirrors. Why is that? Because you should 95% of the time be looking forward to the future, but every now and then look back at where you've come from.
Yeah.
Because it's this very smart thing. You don't want to look back and dwell. That would be happening if you're looking out the back all the time. You go, well, all this happened and this happened, this happened. You want to look back occasionally, but look forward to the future, because you know what? You can't get time back. You can learn from your experiences, you can learn from your failures, and you can learn from your successes, and then you can use those stepping stones, as I've said before. Everything that has ever happened in your life, good or bad, is a stepping stone to the success that you are going to have in the future. So where you are right now is where you're meant to be. Whether that's somewhere that you like or not, I'm sorry if you're not, but if you come from a place where you believe that I am right now for a reason, and you look for that reason, search for it. Why am I here? Some reason I need to learn this lesson, whether it's a business lesson, a life lesson, whatever it may be. But I am here today, and I'm going to take control of the position I am, look back and go, okay, what can I learn from this experience, and how can I use it to drive forward? Because I mean, in our years of a partnership, we've had some situations where we've partnered with some people, lost 100 grand here, tried this program, didn't work, opened this here, didn't work, this here, did this, amazing results, did that, and you look back and you go, you know what? It's actually made me the business person, the martial arts instructor, and the person that I am here today. Right there and then, it's freaking hard to understand it. But if you can look at a helicopter view and look down at yourself, you go, what can we learn from this?
No, you really hit the nail on the head there, Phil, by summarising. Gratitude isn't always saying the nice things that have occurred. Wow, I got this, No. Sometimes the gratitude is I got given an opportunity to learn a lesson. And sometimes those lessons have been like a right cross. For you guys as martial arts, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes that right cross is the one lesson you learn that I don't want that to happen 2 or 3 or 4 times. So it's the things that you got to look back on and appreciate. Wow, if that hadn't happened, what path would I have gone down? And I know that we've often looked at situations that from the outside in, and even while you're in it, is a negative, until you give yourself a moment to go, whoa, stop. What is the lesson in this? And I should be thankful that I'm in a place and a space that I can actually learn from this, and then build to make sure it doesn't happen. Which is why we're talking to you about this, more of a mindset thing, this podcast, because you've got the perfect opportunity where 1 year's closed, you've got the next year a blank slate, and it's up to you guys to whatever lessons you learned last year, take them, run with them, learn from them, and apply those new success strategies that are going to make 2017 the best year ever.
I'm going to just kick off 2 things that I think are 2 mindsets, or 2 things that you need to do if you want to set yourself up for success in 2017. One is, what is your reason? Like, what's your reason for doing martial arts? And don't lose sight of that. I think what happens in any business in particular is we get too tied down to money. We get too tied down to the business operation, and we forget the reason behind getting into it. And just think about it right now. Why did you get into martial arts? Like, literally, why did you get into the business of martial arts? I'm sure it wasn't for the money. I'm sure it wasn't to work so hard. I'm sure it was for a better lifestyle. I'm sure it was to show your kids and your family that you can do something you love and get paid for it as well. So I really ask you to go back and drill deep to the reason behind the business, why you got into business. And I need you to always be congruent and tie yourself back to that, because it's the only thing that keeps you going when time gets tough. When you feel like, okay, shit, it's a bad month and I don't have the money. Geez, I need to stop, I gotta stop focusing on I don't have money, because you know what? What you focus on, you get.
Yeah.
Focus on you don't have money, guess what? You get no more. Focus on I got no students, I got no more. You've got to think big picture, and you've got to put yourself in the mindset of expectation and knowing and believing congruently and wholeheartedly that it'll be okay. So, the law of attraction, like you've got to put it out there to the universe. Now, we don't have magic wands, and we don't want you to turn into, these creatures of flower power shitting about there and oblivious to the reality. But what we're talking about is the motivation or the reason behind it and not losing sight of that. The second thing that ties to this, and Graham will let you sort of roll with it after I give you the word, if you want it. Well, do you? Is every single person, and I'll throw it back to you. I'm sure when you were a student, you had someone who was your inspiration. More than likely was your instructor, but it could have been someone at a higher level like Chuck Norris or a movie star or whatever it may be. Or your dad. It doesn't have to be martial arts orientated. But if you have an inspiration, someone who's inspirational to you and someone that you can look towards for motivation and model their behavior, then you're going to also set yourself up for success. It's when we don't have those inspirations, and I just think about kids that grow up without dads or mums for that matter, or a role model or a figure that they can associate with, or a coach, or whatever it may be. If you don't have them in your life, man, you search for it, and at a young age you end up searching for it with gangs or groups of people, and you end up in bad situations. But if you can find someone who is inspirational to you, that is modeling a certain behavior and success, well, your chances for success is far greater.
Oh, look, wow, what a way to start a year. And we, in some of our motivational speaking and our sort of, development of our team and our students, we'll talk about the average of the 5 people you associate with. So at this stage of the year, it's a great opportunity for you to really take stock, be grateful for where you are, but look at, if you want to supercharge your year, who around you is going to empower you and help you get there? Who's going to challenge you? Who's going to continually inspire you and motivate you? Or do you have the people around you that are holding you down? Because, man, you don't want to repeat the same lesson. You want to learn from that and grow from that. So this is a great chance for you to identify now who around you is going to help you to reach the goals that you want to set this year, or who around you is going to make you break through that glass ceiling if your school is plateauing. Who's going to encourage you to start another school or grow, or who's going to give you the inspiration or the belief that you can accomplish anything. So I know that myself and Phil on a regular basis have podcasts that we download, and it's great that you guys are listening to this one. So we're sort of one cycle and circle of friends. But who else on a daily basis, a regular basis, are you connecting with? And I know we've got great loads of material that if you guys want some, we'll give you who we're listening to and what we're up to. We're happy to do that. But you need to really think about who is it that's inspiring you to help you be a better version of yourself. And I really, I guess that's what this podcast is all about, because, man, you're at a perfect tipping point to make the rest of this year, the rest of your life, absolutely epic if you apply it.
Cool. So let's just reiterate the 3 things that we talked about right now. Is one, coming from a mindset of gratitude. Be grateful for where you are, what you've accomplished, whether it's in a fantastic position or not. You should still be grateful. Number 2 is, why are you doing what you're doing? What's the reason behind it? What's the motive? And number 3 was find your inspiration. Who is inspiring you, or who can inspire you to success, whether it's this podcast, whether it's a coach or mentor, whether it's your instructor, whoever it may be. And if you can do those 3 basic things, like, you don't actually have to go out and learn this, you just have to know it and start doing it, like put in the action. Graham, if there's any one last sort of tip or tool that you would suggest?
I guess it summarizes, for those who know us and have seen us talk and present in person, we like to write lots of words and then have lots of different meanings behind it. I'm going to give you one that I want you to write down. I said it just before, EPIC, E-P-I-C, okay? And going into this next year, E, empowered. Who is going to empower you? And again, that's the stuff we talk about, okay? P, what is your purpose? What is your why? Why are you doing this? You can be inspired, but you've got to do it for the right reasons, okay? You know, again, we want to make sure that the people around you are going to be driving you. And again, like I said, empowered, purpose, inspired, okay? Again, who's going to continually inspire and who are you inspiring, okay? Again, the whole idea is to conquer. Absolutely let nothing stop you. Okay, absolutely divide and conquer with those goals. There's going to be challenges that you face, and that's what this year is all about. So make your 2017 epic. All right, so that's my challenge to you guys.
See the passion in Graham's face. So if you're just listening to this, man, you've got to go watch this thing because Graham's face is about to explode from passion. So guys, look, I hope you've enjoyed this one. I can't wait to kickstart 2017. We'll catch you on the flip side, and if you have any questions, catch us at admin@timo.com.au. See you later.
Take care.
Innovating the martial arts industry.